Hi everyone, I'm Q and this is the inaugural episode of Brand Babble, a show in which I talk to different entrepreneurs about what they do and why I think they'd be beneficial to you in your small business. So thanks for joining me and welcome to our first episode. I can't do this.
Do it. Let's talk to them.
Hey y'all, this is the inaugural episode of Brand Babble featuring Dasia Quinn of Dasia Quinn Marketing. Yes, that is the official title, right? Dasia Quinn Marketing?
Yes.
Wait. I'm like, am I wrong? Why are you looking at me?
I was like, I hope she don't expect me to talk next, like after she introduced me. Like, you got.
Yeah, you have to.
Right, I do have to talk, but like, you got to introduce the show. You're like, hey, this is the inaugural episode.
Yes, you're right. Okay, so let me give you a brief rundown of Brand Babble and what that's all about. Brand Babble is something that I've had in my spirit for a couple of years. I like to help people and I like to talk to entrepreneurs about their business. I like to talk marketing. Dasia likes to talk marketing. But you know, we both have our MBA. We're marketing geeks. I personally like to connect people with people that I think could help them out as far as, you know, their business, like networking type thing. And I want this to be a platform in which I talk to entrepreneurs about what it is that they do and let them break it down, you know, and just show the benefits and why it could possibly help you as an entrepreneur and why you may possibly, you know, need it for your business. So with that in mind, you know, for the first episode, I'm like, well, me and Dasia, we're low-key business besties. We do a lot of business together and we'll sit around and we'll talk about stuff like this for just hours and nobody ever hears it. So I'm like, she's perfect. I'm gonna use her for the first episode. So I'm gonna let her talk to you guys about what she does. And she is ultimately going to tell us today about why your business needs Google. So, Dasia.
Yes, thank you for that, Q. Thank you for having me here
Of
today
course.
on your very first episode.
Oh my gosh.
So like you said, my name is Dasia Quinn. I am the owner of Dasia Quinn Marketing, and I work with small businesses and entrepreneurs to help fill in holes in their marketing strategy because naturally, like, entrepreneurs don't know what to do and it drives me crazy. But the first thing that they think, I got a business, I need an Instagram. So I like to iron out some of those wrinkles in their marketing strategy and kind of put them on a correct path or a strategic path towards their brand's goals and ultimately success for their brands.
That sounds good to me. Sounds like something that a lot of people, they want and they say they want that, but like you just said, they might go about it in misguided ways.
Yes.
So if nothing else, a consultation with Dasia will at least get you going in the right direction.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. So thank you for that introduction, Dasia. So the next question would be, as far as your services, like if somebody was looking into you and your specific services, give us a brief rundown of what that looks like.
Yeah, so for my services, I primarily focus on Google services, SEO, which is search engine optimization, how you come up in Google.
Which is important because that's what people, when they want websites, it's like, oh, I want to be on the front page. It doesn't work.
It's very important. It's not as exciting as social media and creating content for social media, but it's very important. It's boring and it takes time. There's no cheat code to search engine optimization to coming up. On the other side of that is the search engine marketing, or SEM, which you may know as like Instagram ads. For me, it's Google ads. So I also run Google ads. And then the third thing is Google My Business, which is great for local businesses. It is when you're going somewhere, you may not even know where you are and you're looking for food near me. That's for local businesses. So whether it's food or nail salon or tires, gas station, making sure that you have your Google My Business set up is how you're gonna come up in Google Maps.
Okay, that's important. Do you think that your services are more beneficial to a business with a physical location?
Well, no. I think my services are beneficial to any business. Some of them are more relevant than others. So for Google My Business would be something that's great for a local establishment, whereas if you have an e-commerce business, that SEO is going to be more of a priority than managing a Google My Business listing. But I think that I've chosen these services because I see the value in them, and it, like I said, it's most often overlooked by small businesses and entrepreneurs who don't know that these services are available, or it may not have ever come to mind. But one thing that I want to really focus on is social media is such a small fraction of the possibilities out there for businesses, and everybody is so focused on social media, Instagram, followers, engagement, where it's like Google, Instagram, and Facebook. Not to negate how major Instagram and Facebook are, but I'm saying managing your Google, setting up your Google, it's going to give you a larger pond to fish from. So when your competitors are all on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, and you are there as well as in Google, your income significantly increases because you have reached out to larger people, to a larger amount of people. Whereas social media is social media, then you have to fight with the algorithm, and then you have to fight for the, the ad space. Like, ads are very expensive. They're expensive in Google, so like expensive is expensive. Where are you paying for it and who's seeing it? And that's the important part, because I can run a Facebook or Instagram ad and I can click on your page, but that's only giving me analytics here. But if I'm on Google and you click on that ad and it takes me to your website, now when your Google Analytics is set up properly, which is something that I do for all clients because I believe in tracking data for everybody. Data is marketing. I love
Dasia, that meme where it's like your kidnapper sends you back because you've been talking about the same thing.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes. They're just like, on your Google profile.
Yes. But what happens is once they click on that Google ad and it takes them to your website, now you have those cookies. We talk about cookies. Those cookies will now tell you that I am a 35-year-old black woman who's interested in a list of all of these things. And so now you can decide what you want to feed to me. You're not getting that in Instagram and Facebook. You're just not.
No, facts. And it's not to negate your social media presence. It's not that you shouldn't have it.
Yeah.
But like you said, it shouldn't be your only focal point in your marketing.
It actually shouldn't even be your priority in marketing.
And it depends on what you do. Just for argument's sake, right? But, and then Dasia disagrees. I mean, I think you need to have a mix. No matter what you do, I think you need to have a mix.
Absolutely.
You might have more of a lean into social media depending on what it is that you do. But I would say majority of people that feel like they have to lean on it, it's like, you probably don't. Like, for an example, my best friend does not have social media. She has a Facebook that she barely uses. She does not have an Instagram. And she just moved here not too long ago. And she asked me, hey, I need a hair braider. And I'm like, what am I tell her? I'll go on Instagram, because most of the, most of the girls who braiding, no shade if you're a braider, but a lot of them, they just focus on Instagram. She don't use Instagram. So if she hops on Google looking for a hair braider, not that she's not going to get no options, but she's not going to get too many options. But for her and many other people who may not have Instagram or don't sit on Instagram, how are they going to find you, right? Unless you just that girl and you just got 100 million Instagram followers, which is not a whole lot of people. It's like you have to have both. So then if they like you, they can use your Instagram. To me, Instagram is like a portfolio, right? For a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's like, it should be there. It's kind of sus if it ain't there at all, right? It's kind of like, but, it ain't the end all be all.
It's not.
And so say if you the hair braider that got a terrible Instagram, but you done spent some money with Dasia, you done put some money on Google, and the girls who don't have social media is looking for a hair braider, guess who wins? Not the person with a whole bunch of Instagram followers. You win.
Yeah.
Because
there's
you got that
a few things
stuff
in there that you said that I completely forgot.
You can interrupt me. It's fine.
No, I don't like being interrupted. But there was a few things that you said in there. For one, is like, outside of her not having Instagram, it's really good. It's not to negate. My background is more so in corporate marketing, so I understand the omni-channel approach. And for those of you who don't know, omni-channel is just being on multiple channels, which small businesses and entrepreneurs do not have the resources to manage. Something like a large corporation would, to be on Instagram and Pinterest and Twitter and TikTok and
things
Google.
cost money.
So when you're saying, you said something about Instagram in the very beginning and you were like, Dasia begs to differ. I highly beg to differ because...
as far as leaning into it.
Yes. The foundation that your business is built on is so important, especially when it comes to marketing. So going back to like the data, collecting the data, even if you're not using the data, it's so important to have that structured as soon as possible in your business. Ideally, it's before you have your first customer, but again, these are the holes that the small business owners and entrepreneurs don't have filled in to know, I need to track all the people who come to my site, and by the time you get to it, you've missed a lot of data that would have been helpful in moving your business forward.
Yes.
So Google, I highly recommend that it's a foundation, and you don't have to have blogs to have the SEO optimization. You don't have to have a Google My Business to come out the gate. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, at a minimum, having Google Analytics linked to your website or whatever web page that you're using for your homepage for your business. That's important because it will collect all of that data over time, and you may not use it for 3 years. But when you're ready to finally go look at it,
It's there.
whether you can decipher it or you have to find a professional to decipher it for you, those are the numbers that you want to use to figure out the next steps for your businesses. It tells you how long people have been spending on how much time people are spending on the page, how much time they're spending on the website, what was the last page they visited. And that may not mean a lot to you, but what it tells a professional is, this is where I lost them at.
Yes,
This
the
is what
bounce
they're
rate.
interested in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so you'll know, like, why did you leave my website without converting? Because I didn't like this. You know, I wasn't interested in this, or you're not offering what I was looking for.
And now you know how to fix your website.
And now you know, so that's why I say like Google, and that's really the main reason that is the only thing that I offer. People ask, do you manage social media? I don't, because it's not important for you. Unless you have your Google done. So after the people who come to me have hit this, this, and this, or this and this, and has a solid foundation, then I will consider branching out into other social media or marketing channels. But if you don't have that Google set up, it's not something that I'm going to touch, just because I'm that passionate about it.
Yeah. It's important.
It's that important.
It's really important, and people don't understand the importance of having a foundation for just different things in general. We do, you know, we're both marketing, but we're doing different parts of it. But it's the same struggle for me. It's like, you know, working with people who need branding. It's like, if you don't necessarily know, you know, the mission, you know, the vision, things for your company, like if you haven't fleshed these things out or really maybe done a little work and figured out what that looks like for you, it's hard to design creative for you because you don't necessarily have a strong foundation for the business that doesn't consist of creative. Before you can get to that part, you have to do a little digging, like a little soul searching, if you will, but for your business.
It's so much fun to create content because we know we have an idea of what our audience would like or what would be engaging for them.
Yeah.
But if you don't know who you're talking to, then you're not talking to anybody.
And that's marketing. Glitter. You're childish. Okay. So, next question. You've told us a good deal about what it is that you do specifically, right? And the breakdown of your services. But could you go into depth on why do people need this?
Yeah. So some of the benefits, naturally, like Google is the #1 search engine, followed closely by Bing, I believe. So Bing and Google similar, and I believe that advertising on Bing is actually cheaper than Google. But realistically, you have to think about like who your market is and where they're searching. Majority of people are utilizing Google as a search engine. So I chose Google because if you're going to Google, the intent is so high that I am looking for nail salon near me, you know, massage therapist near me. That's what I'm looking for because I have the intention on going to get services from these places. And that is why I focused on using Google, because I don't go to Instagram looking for nail salon near me or vegan food near me. I might, if I'm out of town, I may go look to see what type of food is there under hashtags. But when I am local to an area, I'm putting it in Google Maps or in Google to say vegan food near me. So the intent there is so high. The people who are looking on Google they have the intention of shopping there or doing research on your website or finding somebody who can help solve the problem. And that's mostly why I've chosen Google. And it's also why I've chosen small businesses and entrepreneurs, because you don't think like this. You naturally think social media. So
the benefit is basically taking pressure off of the business owner, right? In terms of their marketing.
Yeah, well, the benefit is my intention is there. So when I come to Instagram, I'm looking to be entertained, or any social media for that matter, with the exception of maybe Pinterest. I'm looking to be entertained. If I'm going to Pinterest, I might be looking for inspiration or how to. Pinterest, I think of Pinterest as the visual Google. So I will be adding Pinterest somewhere down the line. But
yes, Dasia loves Pinterest.
I love Pinterest. But also understanding like a large percentage of women, a very large percentage of women utilize Pinterest for a lot of things. So if you have a product-based business or a service-based business that offers information, understanding I could be feeding you this content right here through Pinterest because I'm looking how to market my small business.
Okay.
You know,
so the benefit is the intent in terms of you're getting people that's already looking for you. Like whereas when you're on social media, you're just kind of like throwing stuff at the wall hoping it sticks.
You're hoping it sticks, and if you, of course, not sure if you have a dope concept or you're reaching people, you've hit like the emotional point for them to shop with you, or it's holidays and I'm looking for something that my best friend may like or a really good friend is interested in, and I happened upon it, but the intent is so low that you will have high website visits and high add to carts, but the conversion is where it falls off.
True, that's a good point. And to be fair, of course, you can target people with hashtags and things. It's not like, oh, but I think a lot of people, if they're not super savvy, they are just kind of I just think, they think that what do people want, right? Ultimately, people want business, right? You shouldn't care that much about followers. And if you do, that's kind of defeating the purpose of the business. The point I always tell my clients this, like, we trying to find the people that's going to give you money. What do the people that's going to give you money, what do they like? What do they look like? Marketing. What do they look for? What do they like? Like, that's what you got to get into. You got to get into your customers' heads.
Yeah.
And so you really got to think about it just from a very simple level. And it's not to say that you can't use social media, but if that's your go-to and you're just like, oh, I think I need to create content, oh, I think I need to do this, but your end goal is to get people, you got to think about those people and what it is that they want. And for 9 times out of 10, a lot of what we do is human nature. If we are really just looking for a thing, like, oh, I just need this thing, what do? Hit up Google what I need. I need this thing. I'm not like, oh, I need this thing, let me hop on Instagram, and you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I need this thing. I might, if it's, of course, like I mentioned, if it's for very certain things, right? Like braiders.
Specific, yeah.
Because, a lot of braiders don't be using Google like they should. I probably am going to hop on Instagram and search. But like most 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, I'm going to get on Google and be like, whatever, shoes, whatever it is, I'm going to Google it. If I, then I might use references or people I know as backup, but we go to Google for everything.
And don't even think of just Google only for words, because something that people don't really think about is like, if I was to Google an image, I was watching a TV show, and she had on like this orange dress.
That reverse image search.
Yep. And so I typed orange dress and the TV show and in Google and went to images. So again, when we talked about Pinterest, it's images is essentially almost Pinterest. But that is another way that the SEO, that search engine optimization comes up. So again, as your brand, as your business, when you're tagging these pictures, as you should be, just like you tag your hashtags, when you're tagging these pictures, it's giving you another side of Google
and when you say tagging a picture, you're talking about on website, right? Yeah,
so when you're tagging your pictures on your websites, when you're uploading pictures, don't keep the image 369. Like, say, hey, this is a blue shirt. This is a blue shirt from your brand. You want your brand name to be in there because it gives the domain authority to Google to say, hey, this is relevant and here's where you find it. And the more you do, the more that you tagging your products and using those keywords, it's giving you that domain authority, which allows you to rank higher. Like we discussed earlier, like SEO is not easy to rank. It is a marathon. So it's going to take time, but it also takes consistency. Actually, let me scratch that. It doesn't really take that much consistency. It does take time, and you need a lot of it, though. So if you did it for a full year and you stopped, and 2 years people were looking for you, you're still going to come up. But if your competitor is keeping theirs updated, they're going to come up before you. Yeah. I'm not going to get too deep into SEO for today, but that's just something else to think about, was the use of Google images as well, it factors in the SEO. There was something else that I was gonna say. I think that was it because I was just thinking about how I searched for that dress. Yeah, so
the benefit, just to wrap it up, the benefit of, working on your Google profile and getting everything that goes along with that set up is you're automatically kind of like on a platter to the people that are looking for you. You have a better chance of being seen by people looking for you.
With the intent.
A wider net of people, right?
Yeah, the intention is there.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing. I can't harp on that enough. It was just like, I'm looking for you.
Yes.
If you're on Google.
And there are
but if
people
you're
that
not
are
on Google and you're on
media.
Instagram, you may or may not come up. But it's guaranteed that you will come up in Google if you have that foundation set.
Yes, you're casting the widest net possible, basically.
Yeah. What you said was there was a certain amount of interest in other things when you said, what do your people want?
Yeah.
What are they looking for? When you come across my page and you click on that link and you come to my website, I cannot see everything, but Google knows a lot about you.
It does.
And so when you come to me, not saying that Facebook, Instagram has not done a great job at that, because they know a lot about you, but Google knows even more because your phone is always with you. And guess what? When you're looking on Google Maps, your location is always on. I know Google knows where you are. It's creepy. It's crazy. It's weird. But that's marketing, and that's why they do it. That's for marketing, and it's for advertising. So Google knows who you are, where you are, what you like, what you're talking about. It knows everything about you. It knows the pages that you looked at. With that, it shows me when you come to my Google Analytics, in the back end of my Google Analytics, it shows me what other things you're interested in. You're interested in food. You're interested in home decor. You may be interested in sports. This is the sports teams you're interested in. So now I know exactly how to talk to you, and I can segment you and everybody else that's like you and give you a certain message to drive you back. So now I can give you what you came for.
Right.
And now I'm trusted. Now you trust me.
Yes.
Because I know.
You can target.
So again, like that high intent as well as the data, it's a beast, and you cannot act like it's not. And that's really the primary reason that is the only thing that I offer for small businesses and entrepreneurs, because it's so often looked by them. But you got the big dogs that's out here killing it. The corporations who have the resources, they have the money, they have the teams to do all of this for them. And small businesses don't, and they really have no idea that they're missing out on all of this.
You're leveling the playing field.
Yeah, I'm trying.
I'd say so.
I'm trying to give y'all the game.
She's doing. Deja also just graduated her MBA.
Yes, it was a bachelor's, so thank you.
Well, yeah, she got her marketing degree.
I got my degree.
Okay, marketing gang.
But yeah, it's something that I really love, and I would like to. I think, for one, it's something that I love, and secondly, I've been that business owner that had products that were not flying off the shelves that I knew people loved.
Yeah, like this is fire. Like, I don't.
What's going on? And it's like, they don't know you exist. And it's like, oh, huge hole in my marketing plan.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, there was no marketing plan.
Or a lot of people get burnt out because they think they're doing what they need to be doing, but they're not. Their energy isn't going into the right
and they're not getting the results.
Exactly. And so they're just like, it don't work. And it's like, it's not that it don't work. Marketing is like,
it's very broad.
So many things that you can do.
Yeah.
You might just be putting all your eggs into the wrong basket. Maybe taking that money and just moving it, you might see a world of difference.
Yeah.
But
whether it's money or whether it's time, it's either or, because most people don't have both. But if you just knew what to do, had a solid outline of hit this, this, and this, then you would be a lot more well off than just focusing your target on social media, 2 social media platforms that you don't own.
That facts. And that's like when Instagram was down not too long ago.
Instagram goes down probably quarterly.
People were tripping because I'm not always, as you know, we're good for deleting it. We're terrible about that. We just delete it for a few days, however long we can afford
mental health.
Yes, mental health above all. But I remember when it was down, it was a lot of people just like frantic. Like I started getting emails from people I didn't even know I was on an email list. Like, but that's smart, right? Because it's like even if you don't use it, it's like they still have it.
Yeah.
So it's good to have different channels, right? Like to always have something else going. Because the people who had Google ads going wasn't tripping. That stuff was still going. The people who had email lists, they wasn't tripping because they hopped on the email list and was still off, so they could still make some little money.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, I saw somebody post about like, oh, I don't know, it was like some shade toward like, oh, well, people are judging people for only using Instagram for marketing, and it's just like, but they not wrong though. It's not saying that you shouldn't use it, but like, I mean, did this not teach you something? You know,
it goes down enough to know better now. Like in the beginning, a couple years ago when it started going down, it was like, it was a oh shit moment. Oh shit, what do I do? Like, and I know a lot of people's pages are getting hacked. They get hacked very often.
Absolutely, it's getting worse. It's getting worse and worse.
I feel like they're coming for me, but when they come for me, I will block them and I will delete the chat because you're not. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I care that much, but it's like, it's just frustrating.
At the end of the day, even if it works perfectly, it's not yours.
It's not yours.
If one day they decide to throw it in the trash like Issa did that, baby, guess what? Guess what? They don't care. Look at Boosie.
Yeah.
They don't care. Yeah. Like, it's not yours, girl. You can argue. You can call him all kind of names. You can go to the president. You can go to the Breakfast Club. You're not getting your page back. You never, ever gonna get your page back.
So for me, unpopular opinion is how I would structure marketing strategy for any business, small business, entrepreneur, solopreneur, Google, including Google Analytics, email marketing, and then any social media channels. Now the fact of that is resources, like now you have a whole stack, but like we discussed, like Google is your foundation. If you had 3 blogs on there that hit on keywords that your audience is looking for that you offer, so that's relevant to your brand, that's going to be helpful as a solid foundation. The biggest thing in Google and your main foundation though is having your Google Analytics set up. That's the main thing. Then comes the email marketing. So collecting an email list on your page. Because
those people literally they literally opted in. Give me everything.
Give me what you got.
They want to be sold too. So that's why,
and in Google Analytics, that can be considered a conversion. That is a form of conversion.
Yes, absolutely, because you got somebody on your team.
Now, email marketing on average brings in about $42 to $1. So compare that with social media.
Wow.
That's almost guaranteed money. That's on average. It's give or take, but most people aren't even utilizing that.
Because if I don't, like a lot of people don't. And one thing about me personally, I don't know about everybody else, but if I don't feel like following somebody on social media because I don't care about that, I just care about your product, I'm gonna sign up for your emails. And then a lot of people don't ever email you. So it's like, I forget about your products. It's like, why do you got this opt-in? You know what I'm saying? But I might have bought something from you if you send me email every once in a blue moon. But
last thing I'm gonna say, when we're talking about funnels, so that's essentially your funnel built backwards. So you have Google, email, social media. So now when I'm looking for you, I find you on social media. I go to your website and may or may not sign up for that email list, but you've also collected me in your Google Analytics at this point. And that's just a simple foundation for small businesses and entrepreneurs to have a successful marketing strategy out the gate. I just want everybody to win. At a minimum, I need everybody's Google Analytics set up.
Same.
Yeah, I just want everybody. It's enough out here for everybody to eat.
Facts.
You know, we can have the same services and hit different markets.
Facts.
Or our personalities just attract the similar people in the same markets, but different people. You know, but it's a lot of money being missed in this funnel that isn't properly set up. If your business is social media to website with no email list sign up, no incentive to sign up for your email list, and your Google Analytics isn't set up properly or at all, just come to my website. You know what I'm saying? Just come talk to me. I will get you together.
That is definitely a good way to end with a call to action.
Yes.
If you're interested, or you know anything that we've said that Dasia has said has resonated with you, then what you need to do is head to, where are we going?
Head to DasiaQuinn.com, DasiaQuinn.com, and sign up for my email list. Also, there is a form on there that you can fill out for a free 15-minute consultation.
Yes, and then, you know, if nothing else, you get some clarity, girl. Okay. What's better than that?
Structure. Having that structure is really important.
Yeah, Lily. So it's like you're not losing anything you just get a consultation and just see what that would look like for you.
And I talk a lot, so y'all gonna get a lot of free game in that 15
It's probably gonna be like 20 minutes.
It'll probably be, you know, it just depends on how generous I'm feeling. But no, I give out a lot of free game. I really want everybody to win out here. I've been in your seat. If you're not getting those sales, if you have no idea what's going on or why it's not working.
Hard.
It is. It's hard, especially when you don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So ask for help. Find the professionals. Ask for help. Read the books.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the podcasts. Just reach out.
Facts. So, thank you guys for joining us for our first ever episode of Brand Babble. I'm pretty sure I didn't introduce myself in the beginning because I'm trash, but
You gotta cut that part out.
I do?
Yeah. You can't say I'm trash. I can't let you talk like that.
Okay. Oh, it's okay. We don't have to cut it out.
You do. You do. I think words are powerful.
Words are powerful.
Yeah.
So
And you're not trash.
I'm not trash. I'm
fine.
absent-minded.
You
So
fine.
I forgot to shout myself out at the beginning, but my name is Q. My name is Quinn, but I'm tired of y'all turning it up. So my name is Q. And this is a Brand Babble. I am a photographer. I am a graphic designer, and my company is called Couture Media, which I do brand development. I do creative brand management for small businesses, and I also do photography, specializing in portraits and also weddings, amongst other things. But those are some of my two top niches. So, thank you, Dasia.
Thank you.
We
Q.
loved having you.
I love being here.
So until next time, but you guys know where to go to find Dasia. Tell us one more time.
DasiaQuinn.com.
And do you want to give us your social media, or you just like know?
If I must, if you want to come through the funnel, you can find me on Instagram at Dasia Quinn Marketing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, you have a good one.
Thanks.
Until next time.